traveler.
I have no time for games.
The end is coming! Who am I?
Let me change your mind.
You require my assistance? Adigo! We're gonna be rich.
Hello, THL, and welcome to Tavern Talk. This is the finals week. However, this is THL's 5th anniversary week, and this is going to be a very, very special Tavern Talk. We have, with me, as always, we have JRJuggerlaw, and we have returning guest Leumer, who was on a couple of weeks ago, and
Hey.
look at these legends we have with us. We have...
It's like he was never gone.
We have former champions, legacy Hall of Famers, MeMySelfandI, and we have Slimsch. What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I was gonna say we've got a fantastic show for you guys on for today. We've got we're gonna be discussing, of course, last week the semifinals matches for Legacy playoffs. We're going to be talking about the finals match coming up this week, which already has had one match be played, and we're also going to be talking about a lot of stuff as far as THL's legacy history, because we were not exaggerating. We are going to be talking about every single past legacy championship, and we're going to be doing power rankings of our favorite championship teams, as well as giving a couple honorable mentions to teams that did not quite make it, did not quite win, but deserve it all the same. So that's going to be some very fun conversation. So let's get things started talking about last week, because while I know MMI and Slimsch are not very familiar with the current season, I'm sure you guys will recognize a bunch of familiar names here. So
I do.
right. Well, I was gonna say MMI played last season, so it's not like it's been that long since you've been playing with us. Slimsch, where have you been though?
I've been active in Sheep Chat as per usual. Been playing
true.
League with the League fam.
I was gonna say, if you haven't joined Sage's server already, please do so. I say this like pretty much every week.
I was playing Hearthstone a little bit. I dipped into Battlegrounds when that was kind of new. Stopped playing that so much after realizing I didn't want to pay so much money. I'd even jammed some Demon Hunter when that was a thing.
Ooh.
Fairly new.
What did you think of it?
It was fun. I played it after it got nerfed a couple times, but
I was gonna say, because it was not
cool.
fun to play at the very beginning.
Yeah, I was not there at the very beginning. It sounded ludicrous.
Ludicrous is the word. Even ludicrous would be calling it ludicrous.
Yeah, it was ludicrous. I blissfully have not played a game of constructed Hearthstone since my last match. So
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So
But
since Catman swept you that very fateful day,
yeah, it was that was it. I ended on a great note, but it's been great just being in the Hearthstone Academy Discord. I was actually more aware of what was going on with them than my own team last season. I was totally checked
Nice.
out, but
it's fair.
it's been great to see them, and I'm very excited that they're back, and I have full confidence in them. So
I was gonna say, like, the funny thing about the current the semifinals was that like all these teams are very recognizable names. They've all been around for a very long time. Three out of the actually no, all four of these teams have been around since I started playing in THL. But Dad Legend is the only one that wasn't in Legacy when I first started playing, because they originally were a hero team that decided to branch out into Legacy, and well, their success in Legacy kind of speaks for itself. But we're
yeah,
going to talk more about that in a little bit. But we're going to be starting off with last week's match of Hearthstone Academy versus Pod People. Mr. Feesh, would you like to discuss this one?
Oh yeah, sure. So this match we had Hearthstone Academy versus the Pod People. Match was extremely close. I believe came down to the final two matches between Mako and Saku down in the 5 and Basin Hat in the 1. So running down the results, just in order, Hat defeated Based Inc. 3-2. We had Ghost defeating Zerosio 3-2. Boozosaurus getting a 3-2 win over Wicked Good. Starlax getting a hot 3-0 over Duin, ending Duin's undefeated season right before finals, and then 2-star Mako getting a sweep over Saku. Close match overall. Obviously the only sweeps coming in the lower levels, but everything else above was really tight.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was the first week that HSA had to rely purely on their non-undefeated players, or previously undefeated players.
Yeah.
So it was pretty momentous. Sorry,
I will
MMI, you
say-
were going to say something?
Oh, go for it.
no, I think it's great that that Duin and Base lost, and they still pulled out the dub. It
Right.
shows a lot of resilience, and I was shocked to see that Duin had lost because I just known that he was insane. I was expecting him to just totally PR cheat and crush. And when I saw that he had lost, I quickly went over to the website and I was like, Starlax, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's one of the few players that somehow made it down to 4 that I'm unsurprised.
Duin is not
at
even the
that point.
PR cheat. He's just like,
He's crazy.
how
yeah.
how is he there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's not even cheating the system. He just disregarded
course.
the entire system entirely.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Well,
just
no,
he
I
just
always like to make a
disregarded
joke, It's
standard.
like he's exploiting a loophole, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
mean-
definitely made the loophole very clear of wild players coming to standard. Kind of nuts.
Skill is skill. Meta to
Skill
meta.
is indeed skill, yeah.
I mean, the eye test is totally it for me. There's just class. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is class.
Yep.
I mean, this team is just like, I mean, I remember last season, they were definitely a very hyped team, but I think people were not expecting them to have the run that they had. And now them being in the finals this season, it's like, okay, nobody's really surprised that it happened, but I feel like we should be surprised that it happened. Because like, even though they barely changed their roster, it's like the degree of success they've had to the point where they had, 2 players who were undefeated all throughout the regular season is pretty insane.
Yeah, and it's important to note as well that HSA turns on in playoffs. Like, we've known this for how many years.
That is
HSA
true.
will always turn on in playoffs, regardless of who they're going against, regardless of if they're favored in a matchup or not. They will come to play every single time, and that is what we are seeing them do this season again.
Yeah, to be fair, Lemur, that's kind of what happened to us back in season 6, but we'll talk about that later.
And hats off to Pod People. I know Ridiculous Hat and Zeroshio have been going at this for really long time now.
Oh, yeah.
I think Saku's been along for the ride for a lot of consecutive seasons now. And
Yes.
yeah, so they really put something great together, and they really put up a good challenge to, I would say, the league favorites this season. And so great season on their part.
Pod People, always super, super strong. Ridiculous Hat, obviously a phenomenal, phenomenal player, and has had a lot of the same roster for a very long time, which is a big mark. I mean, they have the chemistry. Can't deny that.
I love every single like team, the like from THL. There's no team I dislike, but I still feel like Pod People is easily one of the most like lovable teams of like of players like ever. just
Bunch of
because
good
of like
guys.
Yeah.
like between Ridiculous Hat, Saku, and Zeroshio. Well, I mean, everybody in that on that team is just pretty involved. Like they have quite a presence within the Discord, so I think that's pretty admirable.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that was match one. Now we get to the second match, which was Dad Legend versus Dirty Mike and the Boys, aka Red Conference's last hope. And well, you can kind of see what happened there. Dirty Mike and the Boys, they're always a team that so many times gets so close to getting that championship, and they don't quite get there. They've made playoffs so many times, it's ridiculous, but never quite won a championship. And I really wanted this to be the time that they did, but I'm also kind of grateful that they were going up against a team that also has never won a championship and also has gotten really close to winning the championship multiple times. So both of these teams were definitely like, it's great to see them in the finals one way or the other. Anna Zabe took a big win over Fuel. Myanodon took the only loss, losing to Tony Montana. Yellow Dart taking a huge sweep over Astropog. Your mum kid taking down Surlos, and then Clarity sweeping Lefty, which I'm pretty sure even Clarity was surprised by that because he's been having a pretty decent season, but I know he was definitely not expecting to beat a Titan in the 5 like Lefty.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're gonna see if Dad Legend has come to play this season. We're gonna see if they can shake their 0-3 record in the finals.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're going to talk about that more, but yeah, this is going to be their 4th time in the finals. Number 4. That's they're quite a team.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very excited. I think the finals working out how they has been a pretty big blessing, and the fact that we have a result already in is kind of nuts.
Right. Let's move right on to the finals because that is that's obviously like this is it. This is the final match. This is where we're going to get either Dad Legend is going to pick up their first championship in 4 finals, or Hearthstone Academy is going to get their 5th championship and their second time getting back-to-back championships. The jokes just write themselves for that, I think, right?
Yeah. I mean, they won season 5 and 6. It would be great if they won 15 and 16, perhaps.
Oh God, that's right.
Two-peating twice could be fun.
Oh my God.
I am very excited.
For the record, there are, I'm pretty sure, now if I remember correctly, is there any other team besides the Stubbs that has won more than one championship?
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to think
HSA.
offhand. Besides HSA, I'm saying like, because I'm trying to think like I know the most amount of championships any team has won after HSA is 2. And that's only held by like 1 or 2 teams tops. So
I was gonna say I can do some research in the background and try to figure out that.
Subs, I know that's 2 different iterations of Subs teams have won.
Right.
Like Texas Stubbies.
Yes.
Subs.
Mhm.
Well, it was Texas Stubbies and Dust Stubs, and the only carryover from the first roster was Oz, aka Darkhawk. But I'm trying.
Oh, Osmonaut?
But I'm trying to remember. Yeah.
Okay. So just a note, after we do commercial break, I'm gonna have to restart the stream because for some reason I am dropping frames all over the place in the cams. So we're gonna do that.
Right?
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
We're gonna go over finals, like the match, give predictions, whatever, talk about it, and then commercial, and then when we come back, we'll go right into the past championship team.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, so for me, this was a tough one because I think a lot of these matches are going to be extremely close. But I am going to give Dad Legend here the slightest of edges. I'm going to say that Based wins against Zabe, Yellow Dart wins against Ghost, Myanodon wins against Booze. Your Mum Kid has already, of course, won against Mako. That match was on stream. Go watch it. It was a pretty exciting match to watch, I gotta say. And I say DeWin takes it over Clarity. So I think the 2 best performing players are going to take wins this week, but I think Dad Legend is going to overtake them at the end of the day. I think this is where they finally get that first loss. Now, granted, I'm probably going to be wrong because every time I think this is going to be the week that Hearthstone Academy loses, I end up being wrong. But you know what? I'm going to remain consistent for my own sake.
Yeah. We're 4-4 in the finals. This week, I will say, I had Hearthstone Academy as the slight favorite, and I think they were the strongest team this season. But after this first 3-1 loss, I would probably put Dad Legend at a very slight favorite. I do think that Hearthstone Academy is more likely than not to go either 3-1 or 2-2 in these remaining matches, but I'm not sure how the points will work out. I'd say it's either a toss-up or Dad Legend is slightly favored at this point.
I am actually going to go off a different kind of angle. I played on a team with based last season in Hero. That was a very, very, very good team called the Spies That Flies. Based had a phenomenal season. She went
did.
undefeated and then lost, unfortunately. However, that's not what I think is going to happen here. I think she has learned from her mistake of losing in the finals in Hero last season, and there is no way that she does it again. She takes it in the 1 over Honest Zabe. I think that Yellow Dart probably beats Ghost in the 2, Myandadon over Booze in the 3, and it's all going to come down to the 5 seed, and I'm not going to vote against doing. I think that HSA is going to clutch it out 3-2 over Dad Legend, going 5 for 5, which is that can't ever be replicated. I think it's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
They're a very good team. I mean, if HSA wins, they've more than earned it. They've performed amazingly this whole season. But I wouldn't count Dad Legend out despite that.
Not at all.
I hope at the very least, I want this to come down to the very last match. I want this to
And have
be
it
a
streamed.
finals. I mean,
of
we've
course.
had so many epic finals that we'll be talking about, but like a great finals to me is I always love when it comes down to the very last match. You keep it interesting. Like every match truly matters. I always feel like it's a wonderful thing to see.
I know nothing about Hearthstone really, but it seems to me like this could very well go for HSA. If you've had such a dominant season and the one match that's been decided already, you could kind of see going that way already. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It's crazy what HSA's done all these years. You've got like a brain trust over there.
Slimsch may not know much about Hearthstone anymore, but he certainly
also
knows about THL brackets.
We'll talk about this more when we get to past seasons, but it's worth noting HSA doesn't have a single player that has been on at 3 or all of the rosters that won.
Sage, right?
Besides Sage, I'm saying.
I was gonna say Sage has been there.
Well, Sage. Well, I'm trying to remember. So Sage did play season 5, right?
Yep, 5, 10, and 14.
Season 6 he started playing, but then he eventually stepped back.
He played last season.
Season 10, I remember he played, and then season 15 he definitely played. So he's played three. You could technically count 4, but yeah, he's besides him, the closest we have like 4 people, including MMI, who played on 2 of the 4 winning rosters.
Yep.
At this point, it would be if this roster actually wins, Mako will then hold the title of this player of the HSA player with the second most amount of HSA championships with 3. So if he wants to rub that in people's faces, he's allowed to.
Super cool.
Yes.
All right.
But I think that covers it. Feesh, did you do your predictions or no?
I'll do mine quick. I picked Base in the 1. I picked Dart in the 2. Booze in the 3. And Doing in the 5. So that's I have a 3-2 going to Hearthstone Academy. We'll see how points play out, of course.
I'm glad we all agree this isn't a very one-sided match.
No, it's not.
No, it's very close.
Yeah.
Very, very close.
Like Dad Legends 2, Dad Legends 2-3 is really strong.
No, it's close. I shake my head in agreement.
I see.
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, it's funny. This is HSA's attempt at a 5th finals, and this is Dad Legend's 4th attempt at winning a finals. So it's going to be interesting one way or the other.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I think we'll go to the commercial break now, and we'll restart the stream briefly. In a little bit. Do we want to do the commercial break now, or do we want to wait till we actually restart?
It's up to you.
You know what? Yeah, let's do it. We'll do it quickly now. Leumer, would you like to do the honors
of the commercial break? 100%, I would. Okay,
of
you ready?
course.
Let's do this.
He's so ready.
Thank you so much for tuning into Tavern Talk. If you're enjoying our show, make sure you check out Wild and Out on Mondays, The Saloon on Tuesdays, and Hearth Center on Wednesdays, right here at twitch.tv/Team Hearth Legends. What is that? There's not enough content for you? Well, we stream THL matches on Fridays from 8 to 10, Saturdays from 8 to 10, and on Sundays as well. Sunday match schedule to be determined by caster and player availability. No purchase necessary, void, or prohibited. But wait, that's not all. We also have incredible matches weekend afternoons on Schoolstone, precise times and days subject to availability. Please consider subscribing to our channel. This subscription enables the THL team to help cover the various costs of operating our website, as well as improve the quality of our streams and content to the viewers. If you have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, you can sub to the channel for free. Subscribers will get a THL emoticon as well as a lovely THL chat badge. You can see it in chat right now. So hit that heart button, keep the notifications on, and make sure you catch our team broadcasting live. We appreciate each and every one of you, especially JR's friends. Special note to our viewers, check out THL's other social media points of interest, which is the website at teamhearthlegends.com. Follow us on Twitter at THL_HS. Join us on Discord